Have you ever had a brilliant project completely derailed by someone you did not even know was part of the process? Today we are unlocking the true power of the Stakeholder Register. It is the ultimate nightmare for an ambitious project manager. You get handed a high-profile initiative, you rush straight into execution, and your timeline looks absolutely perfect. You map out the tasks and you line up the vendors. But just when victory is in sight, an unexpected operational leader steps out of the shadows, raises a red flag, and completely shuts down your entire operation. This happens because many project managers treat project management as a simple execution checklist while completely ignoring the complex human net surrounding it. The Stakeholder Register is not just another boring piece of project initiation paperwork. It is your strategic radar system and your hidden key to professional survival. Consider Vanguard Marine Builders, a prestigious commercial shipyard specializing in bespoke aluminum vessels and utility boats. To boost production throughput, the company greenlights a $4.5 million capital upgrade. This to transition their traditional manual hull assembly workshop into a semi-automated robotic welding line. They appoint an eager operations engineer to lead this project. Wanting to impress senior leadership with rapid progress, the project manager focuses entirely on coordinating with the corporate sponsor and the external robotic technology vendor. The new robotic welding rigs are delivered and installed exactly on schedule. However, because the project manager rushed past project initiation without identifying the internal floor-level operations team, disaster strikes during the testing phase. The site health and safety representatives and the workshop floor supervisors step in and issue an immediate stop work order. The safety footprints and heavy ventilation requirements for the new automated arc welders directly violate local shipyard safety regulations. Because these key operational voices were never formally consulted, a major union grievance is filed over hazardous working conditions. The entire project stalls for 8 weeks during a tense and chaotic engineering redesign phase. The shipyard incurs $12,000 a day in idle vendor fees, and the initial $4.5 million budget is severely fractured. Instead of celebrating a breakthrough, the project manager faces intense scrutiny from furious executives who openly question his ability to lead this project. This is a dangerous place for any project leader to find themselves. If you have ever looked at stakeholder management, stakeholder tables, and register templates and felt completely overwhelmed, I want you to stop and take a breath. I have been in those exact same shoes. It is easy to look at these frameworks and assume they are just administrative burdens designed to slow down real project work. But the truth is, the Stakeholder Register is your strategic radar system for navigating hidden corporate landmines. It forces the organization to look beyond the most visible figures behind a new idea and uncover the quiet role players who hold real power over its success, protecting your budget, your team, and your reputation. Let us break down how a robust stakeholder register works using 3 critical pillars: identification information, assessment information, and stakeholder classification. First is identification information. This goes far beyond creating a basic list of names and email addresses. It requires you to capture titles, departments, exact business functions, and specific project roles. Had the project manager mapped the shipyard's structure during initiation, these floor supervisors and safety reps would have been flagged on day 1, not ignored until it was too late. Next, assessment information. This is where you evaluate each stakeholder's unique requirements, core expectations, and potential project impact, while flagging the exact phase where their interest peaks. If our project manager had assessed the safety representatives early on, he would have explicitly documented their non-negotiable requirement for regulatory safety compliance and ventilation footprints. That assessment would have immediately modified the technical designs before the hardware was ever purchased. The next pillar of the register is stakeholder classification and analysis models. This is where we use frameworks like the power interest grid to segment stakeholders based on formal authority paired with project concern. This mapping dictates whether we manage them closely, keep them satisfied, or keep them informed. The workshop supervisors had low formal executive power, but they possessed massive interest and immense operational influence over the workshop floor. By treating them as low-priority observers, the project manager walked straight into a trap. In a highly structured, predictive waterfall environment, the stakeholder register acts as a formal guide to establish governance boards and reporting lines early on. In an adaptive, agile, or hybrid environment, it remains a dynamic, evolving baseline where stakeholder sentiment and alignment are reassessed continuously during iteration cycles and sprint reviews to handle shifting priorities. Now let's replay the same scenario, but this time, the project manager starts off differently. Before scheduling equipment deliveries or signing vendor contracts, the project manager spends the first 2 weeks of initiation building a comprehensive stakeholder register. He interviews the workshop floor supervisors and formalizes the site safety representatives as high-priority stakeholders on his power interest grid. Through these early discussions, the non-negotiable ventilation and space compliance requirements are uncovered and instantly integrated into the vendor's technical specifications. 3 months later, when the robotic welding rigs arrive, they fit the workshop floor perfectly. The workshop supervisors feel valued and actively support the transition, helping the crew adapt swiftly to the new automated workflow. Testing is completed without a single day of delay, saving the company $96,000 in potential idle fees and completely protecting the project investment. Senior executives take notice. The project manager is praised not just as a clerical coordinator who tracks tasks, but as a strategic leader who secures stakeholder satisfaction early, turning potential operational blockers into active partners long before a crisis can develop. If there is one major takeaway I want you to walk away with today, it is this. A stakeholder register is never just a piece of administrative paperwork to file away. It is your ultimate strategic compass that transforms potential project blockers into active champions of true business value. Thank you for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel to ensure you never miss our weekly strategies.
Now that you know the value of a stakeholder register, it is important to know that managing people alone won't save a project built on a shaky foundation. Click on the video displayed on your screen right now to see how a perfectly healthy project can collapse halfway through execution and how a project charter keeps it together.